Can't unmute. Hold on a sec. I can't myself.
Welcome to the Safira and Ventura Gallery in Midtown, New York. Live here, Abe Shainberg from Belmont Galleries NYC, and Neil Kerman, co-host in the Neil Kerman Gallery in Brooklyn, fabulous Brooklyn. Today we're going to introduce our two fabulous artists, Maria Angelica Viso and Belinda McNeely. But first, let's discuss what art and design is. We usually have a topic every single week. And of course, today we have people that are not just artists on the canvas or the paper. They're sculptors, they're thinkers, they're conceptual artists too. So the classic concept of design is think of before you start creating, you're planning something or specifying something for the construction of an object or a system or a work of art, the implementation of an activity or a process. Now you're thinking of a lot of different people besides artists. Everybody could be creative, even lawyers and politicians. So the result of that plan is also the form of a project that was conceived of prior. So a designer plans the form and the look, the workings of something before it's being made by drawing it in detail, either in their brain, through a computer, on a paper, whatever they do. So I'm going to just name a few things that are two people that we wrote: producer, director, artist, sculptor, dress designer, costumer, chef. Think of how you have to design a meal or each dish prior to you doing it. What are you cooking? I mean, you have to have the ingredients. You have to have the right pots. You have to know what to do. The authors, engineers, and builders. And remember, you've got to plan everything. Or do you? Because Neil, do you plan everything? I'm a watercolorist. I go sometimes with a couple of squiggly lines, and the water and the colors do their thing. And
you don't even plan for the show. Go ahead.
Well, as you can see. So
I got to get more exciting like you. Hello, everybody. Go ahead, Abe. Continue.
So every artist has their own process. The question is, what design has to do with it? Do you design what you're going to do before you even start creating? Or do you continue designing it? So prior to us introducing you to the artist, I'm just going to mention a few names that are currently right now in contemporary surroundings, a virtual art show at Safira and Ventura that you can access anytime through YouTube or through the internet. So I'm just gonna name some names. Only two are on the show tonight. One is Sunik No Pound, one is Brenda McNeely, who we'll meet later, Monica Sarmiento, who we interviewed last week, Estuardo Maldonado, Jennifer Okamura, who we interviewed last week, if you remember her, Neil, Hermes Santos, and of course, Maria Angelica Viso, who we have right now. Beautiful Maria, say hi. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
What happened to Neil Kerman? What happened to Neil Kerman?
Thank you, and thanks for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Maria.
Before we introduce you or Brenda, we're going to see a 2-minute video of the actual virtual show. Now it's Safira and Ventura. Take it away, Erica.
Hi, everybody. We're here right now with Angelica Viso. And you know, Abe, she has an amazing background. First of all, she was born in Venezuela and is now living in Spain. So we thank you for getting up 1 o'clock in the morning to see us. I would never look like that at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I don't look like that in the middle of the day either.
Right. Angelica studied business administration.
Right.
And this is fascinating. She also studied carpentry and finishes in lacquers, correct?
Yes.
And her works have been exhibited around the world. They are known as geometric abstractions, and I've seen them. They are based on relationships of form, and maybe she can explain that to us a little bit. I had the pleasure of seeing your works at the Sophia Ventura Gallery in New York. They are beautiful, colorful, exciting, and intriguing, all at the same time. Thank you, Angelica. Abe, take away your question. We lost your face, Abe.
No, I know, because I'm showing you her paintings are literally on the wall behind me right now in Sophia Ventura. I wouldn't even call them paintings. They're sort of sculptures. And I'm asking, what do you call them?
Geometric abstraction sculptures.
Abstraction sculptures.
I would call them.
What material do you work with? I didn't get to feel the paintings. What material do you do the sculptures with?
Okay, they're metal. They could be carbon steel or aluminum. I used to work with both metals. Now in Spain, I'm working with only aluminum. And the reason is mainly because of the weight.
Right.
Because the behavior of both materials is mainly the same, but it's sometimes the sculptures are very big for me to, be moving them, and so it's just weight.
Maria,
And now
I see here, Maria, you have several of them together, 2, 3, 4 sometimes. Do you know from the beginning, from the outset, that you're going to make 4 pieces or 3 pieces that all interrelate?
Well, if it's made for a specific place that I study, is the surroundings, and if it's a commission, I already know what's gonna. I mean, if I want 4 or 3, it depends on the space, and I make that composition. For example, the ones that I have here behind me, they were. It was going to be only one. But then in the middle of the way, I decided that they could be like sisters. So that's the latest one I've made. I mean, no one has seen it before. But it depends on the space, mostly.
It's most probably less expensive to ship aluminum than it is heavy metal.
Yeah, but yes.
It's pretty heavy, and I just felt it.
Yeah, but it all started because of my back.
So what paint do you use on your aluminum? Acrylics, oils, spray paints?
It's how do I say? It's like car paint.
Oh, that's very difficult. I work with that.
Yes, that's one of the courses I took, and then you first you can take the course, but then it's practice, and that's the way you get it. Not only on the course, and I need like a special cabin to paint. It's the best place to do it because you have no contamination.
Right. I work with that car paint. It's very difficult paint to work with, and I learned how to dilute it and to get the odor out of it, because that odor originally could kill you. It's so strong, and your colors are beautiful and everything. Does your carpentry give you the training in carpentry? Was that a prerequisite for you in doing your work in aluminum?
Not at all. I believe that everything that you learn through your life, independent, it doesn't matter. Yes, I mean you go and it's a summator. You're adding things to your knowledge and you can use them, but not as specific. But when I was painting, it was almost the same technique, because they were lacquered. My wood sculptures were lacquered, so more or less it was the same technique, but it's more professional and more difficult, the ones when you paint with for the metal.
What do you lacquer with?
There was the ones that I used before. I don't do any wood sculptures anymore. It was, I can't remember. Oh yes, it was acrylic. It was
Right.
acrylic paints, yes.
Okay.
But nowadays it's I don't know how to say those technical things in English.
Okay.
Angelica, when you say you have a relationship between forms, does one piece and the third piece, fourth piece, have a relationship together? Does that constitute one work of art, or each piece is a different work of art? What is that
No.
relationship?
No. I mean, if they belong to the same series, they always get to communicate between the others. So it doesn't matter if they're made or thought to be together. If most of the time, what I try to do is find balance and that they can, match and be together, even though they weren't created to be together. I prefer when they're created to be together because I can manage like the balance, the equilibrium. But sometimes it happens that if they have the same format, like the same size, it doesn't matter if they weren't created to be together, but they can correlate one each other.
I know when I do abstract art, people tend to turn it a different way because they like it better. So the two paintings behind you, could you put them on opposites? So instead of them looking together, they're looking away from each other.
You know what? I'm going to confess something. They don't go like that. But that's the only way that you could see both of them. I mean, I don't like them how they look this way. One should go with the whole up, because I don't like the symmetry. I don't like things to be symmetry. I don't like symmetry. So I don't like this way. Okay. Because they're symmetry, right? But that was the only way that you could see both holes.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, so Abe,
you're never going to find an art piece of mine being.
Let's take a look, Neil. Let's take a look at some of her work.
That's a great idea. Erica, can you show us the latest series of? Oh, this is magnificent.
That one comes from one of my first series, which is called, in English would be something like defoiling. It's like I take the piece, the sheet of metal, and then I make a geometric cut, and I tear it like if it was a paper. So what I try to do in that series is that I try to transfer the properties from the paper to the metal, so that you see that it's something very soft, very smooth, when really it's a rigid material. So it's like playing with your eyes and your perception in this case.
Where is this being displayed right now? It's in a beautiful spot at someone's pool.
Yeah, it's a private collection in Caracas. Private collector in Caracas.
I'll have to put a pool in and get one of these. They're gorgeous. And so is that one piece of metal, aluminum on top of another, and it looks like it's peeling back?
It looks like four pieces to me.
It's four pieces. It's four pieces. Yes, it's four pieces.
No, I was talking about, let's say, the top left-hand corner. It's bent back a little bit.
You mean the individual piece, yes.
Right. Is that a piece of aluminum on top of another piece of aluminum?
No, that one, I make like a canvas, okay? They have that, and then I make the cut, and then make what I call the defoiling, right? But what I tried here, I used two colors. And so it looked like it was like you could see the aluminum, but it's painted. It's all painted.
Very beautiful, very beautiful.
What Neil's asking, how do you get that second piece of metal behind the fold?
No, it's one piece. But it's painted purple on one side and silver on the other side.
Look at that! Wow.
Oh, Abe, do you see the background is on the white?
Right. So she painted
the white it's the wall.
Absolutely brilliant and beautiful. Can we move
And
to
then
the,
when you get when the sun hits the piece, you can see different shadows, and that's like you would have like a third piece there.
And Abe, this answers your question. It seems that Angelica designs before she creates.
She has to do this.
Right.
Absolutely.
Let's see the next piece, Erica. Let's see the next piece. Yeah, that's right behind me.
Okay.
Right, that's beautiful.
That's another series which I call truncated geometries, and it's when I started asking myself, why did I have to use the common geometric forms like circles, triangles, and squares? And so I started like cutting them or bending them, truncating them to form a new figure. In this case, we're making like a new circle based on other circles. In the ones that you have in the gallery that I just saw, in that case, I was making a square out of circles. So it was like the beginning of trying to have a new geometry. So that's when I started, breaking these forms to make new ones.
Great.
Now, what is the circles attached to?
It's all aluminum.
It's all one piece here.
It's a canvas, which is also a metal canvas, and each piece is attached individually.
It's absolutely beautiful and stunning.
Let's see the next piece. Wow.
Okay, and that's my latest series, which is the one that I've been developing the most now, and it's organic geometries. And that was when I started making the other geometry that you saw before. I said, let me deform these figures even more. And when I started doing that, I did it in my mind, and they all came out of me. But suddenly I realized that I didn't have to make them myself, that they were all in my surroundings, in the environment. So that's when I started looking for those shapes in the outside world, instead of making them from the top of my head. And it's when
Maria, how does this end?
in the nature, I found it in like crosswalks. You can even find them in, when the paint starts to crack. Sometimes I find it in the architecture, in angles that I found between two trees, or it depends. So every day I go out and I start, looking everywhere to find new inspirational figures. And in this case, when I'm working on this series, it's not as designed in my head previously like the others, because here I start like looking for pieces, and when I take the pictures, then I make the model, and then I have to take it to the computer to make the cut. But every time I deform again the piece, and I make a new composition. So that one, it's more like the shape could be I could have it before, but when it's time to make the composition, it's
collaboration. The whole.
Yes, in that moment, it's not anything is preconceived as my other series.
Very, very nice. Abe, I'm going to try to show something on the video if I can. Let's see. This is an illusion. It's only because of your circles. Now, this looks like a circle.
The circle of a circle.
Watch what happens. But they're really straight lines.
Get out.
So watch what happens.
Wow.
Wait. Your paintings in circles reminded me of this, Angelica.
Very similar.
So watch what happens. They're going to show it one piece at a time.
Yeah, it's a visual illusion.
So
your works are also a visual illusion. They are. And you see
that's what brought it to me. Your works are a master of illusion. And this will take another 30 seconds. Isn't this brilliant?
Yeah, Neil, you're hypnotizing me. Everybody here's sleeping.
Well, then I'll get more time for myself. But hey, take a look at this. Is this not brilliant?
Amazing, really amazing. It is geometry, and Angelica is actually named it right. It's live geometry, literally.
So very nice. Anyway, we're going to move over to Belinda and to see how she's doing. And Angelica, it might be very possibly we're going to come back to you if we're not connected with Belinda, and we will continue with you. But we're going to talk to Belinda, and then we're going to bring you back on.
So
it's a pleasure. Your work is beautiful. You're beautiful. It's amazing the work that you do, and even I find each artist we tend to interview is just so creative, amazing.
It's creative.
We'll catch you soon.
Okay, don't leave.
Thanks.
And let's hear Belinda. Hi, Belinda.
Hello.
For everybody that's watching, we might have a time difference with Belinda, or there might not be a good connection. Belinda, I'm going to tell you about Belinda. Belinda is a native of New Zealand and is now living in the United States. She lived on a 5,000-acre sheep and cattle ranch. Her mother was a watercolorist and a dressmaker. Belinda followed in her mother's footsteps and soon designed clothing and opened her own boutique. And I believe when she retired from the boutique, I'm not sure 100% if she did, she worked on clay and leather abstract wall sculptures and paintings. And Abe, this will answer your question, because I do believe as a dressmaker, she developed certain talents, which you said.
And then design it first.
So, Belinda, do you hear us?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Your work is beautiful.
Yes, I hear you.
And
Neil, I think you should tell the audience we're 4 seconds off. So they should get accustomed to it.
I think you just told them that. Thank you. Okay. Belinda, as a dressmaker and your mother a watercolorist, did that have an effect on your art today? Abe, do you hear her?
I don't hear her.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Here she is.
I remember making a dress for me, and she was about to and okay. What would you like me to do? I don't know.
Just keep talking until we hear you.
Erica.
Am I coming through? Can you hear me?
Now you're coming through clearly. Whatever you're doing now, continue.
Yeah, it's a lot worse than 4.
Can you hear me?
They're listening to what you said.
Oh.
I hear her.
15 minutes.
I hear her.
Okay. So my
Erica.
Neil, maybe we could just show the paintings and have her describe them.
So
one second. For the audience.
She really taught me about balance. And okay, good. And that really influenced me into understanding what design was really all about.
Erica, are you there?
Yes.
And so from there, I learned to design and make my own.
Erica, I'd like to make a suggestion. Are you there, Erica?
You
Yes.
see, he's stuck too.
I think Belinda should come back at another night where we can fix her audio. Or if she could call me directly, if I could call her directly on my phone, and maybe she could talk through my phone, and we
Right.
can get
You
that.
can just see her paintings.
What is her phone? Oh, she can't give me her phone number out
No, I
loud.
checked.
What is that speaking?
Yeah, I'm going to speak to her. Just a sec.
Okay.
We could show. I think
Would
we
you
could
like
show her
Would you like
paintings.
to show
Let
the
her talk
arts
to you.
from the other people during the exhibition?
Well, I want to go back to Belinda into Angelica, if this isn't going to work, and we could have Belinda come back another night, or if she could call me and I'll put my phone to the microphone.
Yeah. That would work.
Yeah, let me ask her. Belinda, can you please turn on your phone and we can go over your.
I don't want to give my phone number over the internet.
We're not running a dating service, Neil. We want to sell art.
So anyway, while she's correcting that,
Right.
I'll talk to you for a minute.
Sure.
They put my sukkah onto Simcha Spots, and I had 7,000 hits. They were
Wow.
voting who had the nicest sukkah. So I'm going to send it to you.
Love it.
The before interview and after the interview, and that really came out great.
That we have to do a show just on that. I have a pop-up sukkah for one person.
To you, the audience that's listening to us, Abe and I are your hosts. We come from very different backgrounds. I am in business, have worked with the Alzheimer's patients, which Sophia Ventura asked me to talk about, the Alzheimer's people, and Abe is an artist and an attorney, and he has worked on movies, and he has also has written scripts. And here we are sitting in Brooklyn in my arts gallery, and it's a pleasure for us to be able to host all of you this evening. So in 1 minute, we're going to make a decision. Either we will have Belinda come back on another evening, and we'll go to Anna.
When you're ready.
There she is. Neil, I can hear her now.
Yes.
Hi, Belinda. Are you on the phone with Belinda?
I'm not.
Oh, because she's calling you.
Well, it's not ringing. Here's my phone.
Oh. Belinda, do you hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Well, this show is a sort of an abstract show, and we're getting animation, which is really beautiful and great. And I imagine, Belinda,
Neil, can you hear me?
I hear you a little bit, yes.
Hi, Abe.
Oh,
you
good.
doing, Belinda?
Erica is. But I'm up now. My video is. Can you hear me?
I do.
No.
Erica,
No hearing.
can you text me Belinda's number and I'll
Okay.
try calling her?
All right. Just
I don't know what else.
1 second, everybody. This is a little bit of a station break. We're trying a new experiment, and we'll see if it works. In the meantime, Belinda, you have a great smile. I like the works behind you.
And everybody likes polka
Okay.
dots.
Eric, are you texting me or you're WhatsApping me?
I
Oh, here it
can
comes. Okay, 1 second.
hear you.
Okay, I'm going to call you now. Is this an American
But you
number?
keep freezing.
1 second. Is this an American number? Okay, fine. Thank you. Let's call. I never done this before, so it's really exciting for me. Da da da. Da da da. Watch, I'll get a busy signal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ringing.
Here I am.
That's great. Can everybody hear her? Speak, Belinda.
Okay, here I am.
I hear
Very
her.
nice. Okay, fine. Do you hear her, Abe?
I hear her.
Okay. So, Belinda, it's nice speaking to you.
You just put it on a speaker. Put her on a speaker.
What speaker?
The
On your
speaker
phone,
on your
put her
phone.
on speaker.
If he is on speaker, then I speaker.
You have
Okay.
to.
Actually, it's very good. I have an assistant here. He's going to hold it up for me. Go ahead.
Great.
Okay, Belinda, do you hear me? Belinda, you have to face the camera. No, you got to hear it. There's a speaker. Oh, that's the reason.
Yes, I do.
I didn't know what a speaker was. Sorry, everybody. Okay.
Yes.
It's getting feedback.
Excellent.
Just hold it there. Okay, Belinda.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it this way because we're getting feedback.
When I speak, it repeats.
It's not repeating now. It's good, right?
Okay. Good.
Okay. So, Belinda, let's take a look at one of your pictures and see if it works. Erica, can you show us one of Belinda's pictures, please?
Okay.
Tell us about this picture. When the picture came on, I lost connection. Belinda, you're still on with me on the telephone, correct?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God, someone's calling me. Okay, thank God. Okay, tell us about this picture.
Okay. This is a sculpture I did some time ago. I made each of these
Talk into your telephone. Talk into your telephone.
Okay. I made each little individual piece out of paper clay.
What is paper clay? I'm not familiar with that. What is paper clay?
It's a kind of clay that does not require a kiln. It doesn't have to be fired.
Aha, very nice.
You obviously could mold it very easily.
And then go ahead.
So Abe said it sounds like you could mold it very easily. Is that true?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's quite soft. And then it takes quite some time for it to firm up.
It's absolutely beautiful. And do you ever have a problem with the piece? Do you ever have a problem with the pieces sinking in?
No, not at all. In fact, I set them on the canvas so that they're uneven.
Oh, it's one giant piece on canvas. Neil, ask Belinda when she paints it.
That was purposeful.
Painted gold rims. When do you paint that?
When do you paint your piece?
I didn't paint it. The clay is white.
It's white, Abe, and it hardens
And
this
then
way.
I added the gold rim.
Absolutely beautiful.
Do you add the gold rim like for each flower, or you do it when you're finished?
She does it when she's finished, and she does each flower at a time.
Wow.
Can we move on to another piece, please? Absolutely beautiful. Oh, look at this. This is stunning. What was your inspiration for this, and what is this made out of?
This is made out of leather, vegetable tanned leather. and they're hollow. I used a mold for parts of it, and then the rest is just freehand.
So I imagine for the face, the eyes, the lips, and the nose was the mold, and the hair perhaps and the upper part of the headpiece was freehand.
Yes. Now, what I do is yes. And
What-
then I usually make a mold. Then I can go on with the process.
So let me ask you, does the leather harden or does it remain stiff? Like if one of my grandchildren ran by, would he mash the face in or would it stay?
No, not likely.
Not likely.
I use different materials to make the leather really quite hard.
Okay. So if you don't like the piece, Neil, you can't use it as a wallet.
Less damage can be done.
Very nice. That
Really
the piece on the right, that was the one with the facial expression. Can you tell me about the piece on the left? It looks like a baby's face, but I'm not sure
Yes.
about that.
Yes, it is a baby face, and I wanted to do it with very little expression, such as the eyes. But I think when you mentioned about the cheeks,
Right.
it's clearly a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So one question we
Yeah.
wanted to ask, in looking at your artwork in this piece, you worked as a dressmaker, I believe, and you when you retired, you started working in leather. But I could see a lot of your work as a dressmaker designer. Let's say the headpiece is something. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. I went on to designing probably 15, 20 years ago, and I did shoes and handbags as well, and they were sold all over the U.S.
So
Why-
you started with dresses, right?
Yes.
It was after.
Yes, 1 second. Abe asked a question. She worked, her mother was a
After I finished,
dressmaker, and when she retired from her boutiques and dressmaker, she started doing her artwork. Is that correct?
Not quite, no.
Oh.
About 20 years ago, I took up designing of clothes.
Right.
So you left dressmaking. You're not a clothier
in
anymore.
leather, believe it or not. But also, I did evening gowns.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Shoes and handbags. But I've always loved leather. I've loved the textures and the colors. These two pictures, they're both made out of vegetable tanned leather. So there was no color added to them at all.
Oh, wow.
Which I always enjoy. And there's generally in art, I love bright colors. You can probably see some paintings
Nice terracotta color.
which indicates that. But these, I really loved the single color in them. I think it adds to the textures of them.
So I'd like to ask a question. In looking at the picture on the right, where you see the adult face, I see, let's say, darker lips a little bit, or inside the eye it's a little darker. Is that added color? Are those shadows that
No,
you're...
it's just detail, Neil. It's just sculpted.
I understand.
Yeah. I don't think she added anything.
Abe said that it was color. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Belinda. I got to get her back. I'm sorry. Belinda, come back on the phone. 1 second. We lost her. She's going to pick up.
Yeah, but Neil, I don't think she painted anything. I think she literally just sculpted the soft leather.
We're here again.
Oh yeah.
I can only just hear you. It's very, very faint.
Do you hear me now?
No, not really.
I don't understand why I have the phone to my mouth. Do you hear me now? Hello? I'm on connection with her, Abe. I don't know. Can we move to another picture and let's enjoy
Let's
it?
see the next picture, Erica.
Erica, Belinda, do you hear me?
Here it is. Oh, here it is.
I don't know why Belinda doesn't hear me.
Yeah.
Belinda, I'm going to, oh, maybe, no, I had it on. Let me try Belinda one more time.
Here's the piece. Neil, I have
Yes.
the piece right here.
Yes, I'm here. I saw you holding the phone, Belinda. Do you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we're back on. I see Abe. Abe is holding your picture now. That's beautiful. Let's move to the next picture, the leather one that we just saw. And Belinda, can you tell us about this picture?
Yeah, this is also made out of clay. The idea, it was interesting listening to Maria before, because this to me was about the surroundings and about flowers or buds on trees and so on opening up, and that there was to be something expected from that opening. Something would grow from it, and this is why I did it the way I have, which is again all uneven. There's no uniformity to each of the pieces, or if you look at it from a 3D perspective, they're all different heights as well.
Absolutely beautiful. And I think we have time for one more, Erica. My body.
That's made out of wood. Was that leather or wood?
I have a good image of myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, how I did this one, this is also out of leather.
Oh, leather.
And I used a male model, to make the mold, which takes several processes to get to that stage. Then I used that mold to make this one-piece life-size leather piece.
I'm very jealous of this model. Is this model very thin?
Yes, he was.
He's very young. That's what he was.
Abe, I was born looking like that.
I look more like that baby in leather.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I said I was
like a baby in leather.
She could
I'm
only.
going to hang up now because you're coming through the computer.
No, you don't have to hang up. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. She's hearing a lot of feedback over and over. So we're going to cut in back to Angelica. And I want you to be a part of that. Hi again, Angelica.
Hi, I'm here.
How are you?
Maria, your work is beautiful.
Thank you.
Belinda, your work is fascinating.
There's a lot of kickbacks. We have to.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm not mechanical.
No, it's just.
Oh, but I have an assistant here.
Maybe let Belinda just watch us, but it's too much blowback.
Okay. I would like Belinda to hear us. She doesn't have to.
She can hear us.
I can.
Okay, this is good. This is good. There's no feedback.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, does Erica have your email addresses where people can reach you, or your website?
Yes,
so Erica's going to put it across the screen. You can have people watch this over and over. You could send it to your mailing list. You could send it to friends. They could watch it. It was a bit of an unusual interview, but I like that. I'm also not a symmetrical person.
It sounded like a David Lynch film for a while.
I really planned it this way because I wanted more airtime than
Oh, yeah.
How do you get so close to a microphone? You're so up there. Anyway.
Sometimes you need to get out of your comfort zone. So today you got out of your comfort zone.
Neil, let's ask that one question we always ask in this series. have you ladies, I mean, we have to ask Maria because we can't hear you, Belinda. How has the pandemic affected your art? Are you still creating every day?
Yes, yes. At the beginning, it was a little bit shocking because I had my studio here at home, and in February, I moved like 20 minutes away from home. So we had a lockdown here. We couldn't get out of our houses. So it was a little bit hard at the beginning because I didn't have any materials, any tools, anything here. So, but when I realized that this was going to take a little bit longer and I had the need to keep on creating, I started making a series that it's not mature yet to be shown, but it's gonna give volume to this geometric organic. And I had clay here, so I started working. First, I started drawing, and then I started working with clay. And well, actually nowadays I'm working those pieces with resin, but they're gonna be shown. Resin, yes.
So it's giving you time when you're
but
downtown.
I kept on working.
To think about the next piece. That's the good part.
Yes.
Belinda, how did the pandemic virus affect your art?
Really, it didn't at all. I can order my materials online, including canvases. But unfortunately, I have been ill most of the pandemic, and I am only just getting back to doing my art now. So there was a long delay. But here I am. I'm all better.
Well, we're very happy for you, and what I'd like to say is thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation. It was a pleasure.
And
Thank you for having us.
we hope to have you on again. And I find you both very fascinating, and it's a shame the show is so short that we really can't see more of your work. But Erica asked that you don't hang up.
Right.
She has to close the show, and then we could talk a little bit.
By the way, the comments said you're two fantastic people, and they love your art. So you're getting good comments over here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did anyone say they like my speaking?
No, but they didn't say anything about me either, Neil. Maybe next week.
I'll never get it right. Anyway, Erica, take it away, Erica.